Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Axel.
I'm Sean.
And today we are here in Stockport to explore the Stockport Air Raid Shelter tours. So come along with us and let's find out what it's all about. In September 1941, the Germans began bombing Great Britain from the air in a sustained attack known as the Blitz.
The fateful hour of 11 has struck, and Britain's final warning to Hitler having been ignored, a state of war once more exists between Great Britain and Germany.
While London bore the brunt of the campaign, many other cities across the UK were targeted.
The Nazi bombers have used on Manchester the technique of destruction that they've already tried out in London.
In Manchester, 8,000 homes were destroyed, along with many of the city's landmarks and industrial areas.
And here is Piccadilly, Manchester's Piccadilly. It was famous too. But loss and damage do not destroy the spirit or the power of such a place as Manchester. It is still the centre of the cotton trade and still a great dynamo of British industry, in war as in peace.
Beneath Stockport, near Manchester, England, is a mile of tunnels that once provided shelter for 6,500 people. The subterranean network was dug out from the sandstone in 1938. During the bombing raids by the Germans in the Second World War, the tunnels proved invaluable. Now, 80 years later, one shelter known as the Chesterfield Hotel is open as a museum. Visitors gain an insight into the lives of everyday citizens of the 1940s as their homes were being bombed right above their heads.
Manchester will remember the horrors of that attack as long as the heart of the North continues to beat. But they leave it a prouder city still.
It's been 12 months since the outbreak of this damn war, and we've not heard as much as the sound of a single aeroplane. The worst part is the waiting.
The tour began in a small holding room, where they gave us an introduction to the air raid shelters through the use of audio recordings, images and projections.
Come on now, move along. Move along, please. Come on now, get a move on into the shelter.
Once we entered into the tunnels, we were left to our own devices to explore the remnants and the history of what the people of Stockport had built to protect them during the Second World War. We've entered the tunnels, Sean.
Am I?
Let's move forth.
The tunnels are pretty cool.
You get a free audio guide when you come in here, and all you have to do is place this into the R, it will bleep and start. The self-guided tour is accompanied by an audio device that connects to various touch points throughout the shelter.
The Steel Anderson shelters, named after Sir John Anderson, our Secretary of State for Home Affairs, are capable of protecting up to 6 people from almost anything other than a direct hit. They are fairly cheap to produce and very effective.
This provides historical information and real-life accounts of what people went through while they were living underground.
We have a total of 35 sets of tools, with a pick, a shovel and a crowbar. These are for the highly unlikely event of a blast causing a tunnel collapse. I repeat, gentlemen, the highly unlikely event. Your job will be to keep everyone calm and to dig your way out.
Mr. Winter, one of the wardens.
What do you think of it so far, Axel?
I think it's interesting to be down there.
Wish you had a tour guide.
Well, you've got your audio guide.
I stand by what I said.
Very low ceilings. You wouldn't do well if you was tall in here, would you? But there's a lot of it that's blocked off.
Well, I'm 6 foot and I seem to be doing okay.
The Stockport Air Raid Shelters are a system of almost 1 mile of underground tunnels dug under Stockport. The location of the Stockport Air Raid Shelters was an ideal place to build the network system. The soft sandstone was suitable for tunnel building, and furthermore, the job was made easier by the pre-existing old cellars and mine workings that had been discovered a few years earlier. With established access points close to the River Mersey, the government decided on an enlargement plan to turn the network into public air raid shelters. Open in 1939, the shelters were the largest purpose-built civilian air raid shelters in the country, originally accommodating 3,850 people, but later on being enlarged to take 6,500 people. The conditions in the shelters were fantastic and included good natural ventilation, electrical lighting, chemical toilets, bunk beds, and a canteen. These conditions led the shelter to become known as the Chesterfield Hotel.
No need to carry on. There, dry your eyes. I know it can be quite grim down here at the old Chesterfield Hotel, but there'll be some sort of entertainment later. You can join in the sing-songs, or maybe darts. I heard the Plaza Entertainers might perform later on. There. Better now? Oh, we all mucking together down here.
The large size was also extremely atypical. This led to higher levels of social life and communal support that gave the citizens a greater feeling of security. The popularity of the Chesterfield Hotel led to problems, however. The demand for places inside of the shelter was high, and a shelter ticket system had to be introduced. First aid post rota. Tasks for the evening: head lice outbreak reported, cut nappy squares, check and roll bandages, disinfect the first aid post and complete the logbook. Got an old radio, an old stethoscope, it's a bit broken.
Axel,
Yeah?
get the doctor. I've got head lice and diarrhea.
Sick bays down the way there. Beds are provided for those who are unwell. We treat minor complaints and injuries only. Serious cases are always transferred to the infirmary. We keep the barley sugar sticks there for frightening children, or as a treat for the ones that do odd jobs.
Nurses only. This is the nurses only toilet.
Oh, my feet are throbbing. A full day training at the infirmary and now my shift here. And it's already packed. How did you fare last night?
Oh, the usual, you know. Cuts and scrapes from running to get into the tunnels. A couple of panic attacks and... oh, there was one poor child, fair being eaten alive by head lice.
The canteen is run by the Women's Voluntary Service. Tea is available from the canteen. Wanted as ambulance drivers. Look at this. Lovely. Thank you.
Ooh, just the right amount of dirt. I love it.
Not too much, not too little.
I'll do the dishes. Right, John. Oh look, Oxo cubes.
Oh, we've run out.
Run out.
No more gravy.
Many of the youngsters, excited and overtired, get very thirsty and run for a drink every few minutes. No facilities are provided for heating water. tea, sugar and milk with them, but owing to the lack of hot water, the children are denied the comfort of warm drink.
Men's toilets. Consider others, keep this area clean. There's your sink. Oh my god.
It's like India.
There's no dividers on this bit.
Yeah, there would be.
There's dividers here. Stapled there, got one there. Got one there. Look at that, it's just one big pipe.
Should say on the way out. So you need to update the toilets down there. They didn't even flush. They didn't even have proper toilet seats on them. All the bricks are wet. It's weird.
So women's toilets now.
Well, we can't go now. So.
It'll be exactly the same as the men's, I imagine. Oh, there's more of these. They don't have curtains.
And that's privacy.
Oh, they would have, so look. Little door there, in case you need to escape.
You having a good time, Axel?
Yeah, taking a picture. It's getting a bit more interesting now, isn't it? Now we've got all the rooms and the till stalls and the first aid areas and the toilets. Really makes you see how they lived rather than just the kids. After the war, the Stockport Air Raid Shelters were boarded up and abandoned. They sat, almost forgotten, for the best part of 50 years, only being reopened in the mid-1990s when workmen broke into the network while carrying out road repairs. The tunnel system was in surprisingly good condition. The steel bunk beds had survived, along with the chemical flushing toilets. Many of the original features, and of course the overall layout, remained intact. It wasn't long before a proposal to turn the shelters into a visitor attraction was given the go-ahead. In fact, the Stockport Air Raid Shelters became the first purpose-made shelters to be open to the public. The museum now has over 50,000 visitors a year and is one of Stockport's top tourist attractions. Which way now? Let's see. This bit's blocked off. Explore a tour going underground. Take an evening tour around the shelters and see the extent of Stockport's air raid preparations. 7 PM, normally the first Tuesday of every month, £10, so you can actually go further underground there.
So me and Axel found our new niche. It's cave tours.
We love them.
It's our second cave. Well, technically this is an air raid shelter, so it's not a cave at all. But we love it. I mean, Axel loves it more than me. Look at him, he's absolutely engrossed. I tell you, it is cool. I just wonder, like, you know, why is there not more of these? Because during the Second World War.
Yeah, they'll be all over the place. They're just not open to the public, are they?
True. But yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's in Stockport, so it's local if you're in Manchester. It's good. It's good.
And that brings the tour to an end. Get your audio guide back. Well, that brings the tours to the end. It's a self-guided tour. It took us about how long? 40 minutes?
Yeah, about that.
About 40 minutes. And yeah, it was enjoyable.
It was alright.
Very quiet down there.
I don't really like self-guided tours that much. I prefer to have a tour guide or something.
Yeah.
I just find it easier to pay attention to what they're saying.
Yeah.
And it tends to go with the stuff. That being said, it is cool. Like the caves, the air raid shelter itself is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And we found out they do a thing on a first Tuesday of every month where you can like explore the caves at night and like go in a bit further. Yeah. Oh my god. Is it on there? Yeah. Work.
Oh my god, there's flying ants everywhere.
So, getting back to our review, unfortunately we were attacked by there was just loads of flying ants in Stockport, and we tried to persevere, but they kept flying into our face and near our mouths, so we decided to cut it short, get back to the car and do the review there, just to make it a little bit more fluid and a little bit less like I'm in some horror film where a swarm of flying ants tries to eat me to death. Yeah, oh my god, it's on that, yeah. Well, so that being said, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought they could have done a bit more with it. Maybe a bit of like, you know, like people in character, walking you around. Could have made it a bit more immersive, but it is what it is. You know, they had those little click and like self-tour guide things, which were good. I don't really like them. I prefer to have a guide. I think a guide just makes me more interested.
I like seeing some of the living quarters. I like the Warden's office. I like going into the first aid section. That was probably the highlight for me. I like the fact that you can interact with quite a few things in there. You can pick stuff up, you can touch things, you can go in and out of a lot of areas. It would be nice to have some more interactive bits, maybe some sounds playing while you're down there of, you know, what it would have sounded like while you were under there, and you know, some sounds from up above, and, you know, air raid stuff, and, you know, just make it a bit more immersive rather than you just walking around and getting an audio guide. With it being self-guided, you can go around it at your own pace. I do myself like a tour guide as well, but one of the benefits of doing it self-guided is you can go around at your own pace. You can spend half an hour in there, or you can spend 2 hours in there if you really want to. At £5.50, I think it's good value for money. That's for an adult. It's obviously cheaper for kids. You know, it's good for what it is. That said, they could build upon it. The pre-show was very dated, and a lot of stuff in there didn't work. I think that
the pre-show was
it's a good idea. It needs to be updated though.
Need to clean it. I feel like half of them didn't work because they were just like dirty or something.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because it was like, you know, it's a historic site. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and for the money, it's definitely worth it. I wouldn't put it down there.
Thank you for watching another one of our fantastic videos. Please remember to like our videos if you enjoy them, and share and subscribe as always if you feel like it's something that you would like to see again, or show a friend. But please remember to like our videos, and thank you for watching.
I've been Axel.
I'm Sean,
and we'll see you in another video.